Hey folks, this is Gabe at Security.org, and are you looking for a compact home security camera that you can take just about anywhere and can withstand just about anything? Well, we may have just a solution for you today in our look at the Reolink Argus 2. In today's look at the Reolink Argus 2, we're going to go over some pros and cons, its design, its feature set, the installation process, customer support, the mobile app experience, before answering a few frequently asked questions and letting you know exactly who we think this device is for. Now, if you'd like to read a full comprehensive review of the Reolink Argus 2, head on over to Security.org. There you'll not only find my written review, but also comparisons with other home security cameras, along with tips and guides on how to set up your safe and smart home. Let's kick off today's review of the Reolink Argus 2, going over some pros and cons, commencing with the pros. Now, it has 1080p high definition video, a 130-degree field of view, so you're seeing things nice, crisply, clearly, and you're seeing a lot of different things. And on top of that, it has Starlight night vision with 6 infrared LEDs to ensure that you're picking up everything no matter how dark it is. Now, on top of that, it is battery powered. In standby mode, it can last anywhere from 2 to 6 months. It depends on who you're talking to. But what I like, of course, is the optional solar panel that just gives you that constant juice, ensuring that you don't have to really go back and check in on the Argus 2 when it comes to that battery power. Now, the final thing we have to talk about when it comes to pros is the fact that you can really just put this thing anywhere. It is IP65 rated, so 14 to well over 100 degrees Fahrenheit it can handle. It has a tree mount. You can place it on just about anything, and with that optional solar panel, you can essentially just set it and forget it. Now, when it comes to cons with the Reolink Argus 2, I do have to state that it is a bit of a hassle to get full clips downloaded depending on their length, because each clip downloaded is only going to be 30 seconds. So if there is a 2-minute clip that I want to make sure I have on my device, it's going to download that clip in 30-second increments. So that's a look at the pros and cons with the Reolink Argus 2. All right, so let's jump into the design for the Reolink Argus 2. And I really like this particular device because of the details that seem to have gone into producing it and designing it. One thing you'll note with this is that it's got a capsule look. It's fairly unique. There are a lot of color schemes that match this, of course, with the black and the white, but I like this shape and even the fact that this magnetic mount is removable. Not only is that removable, but the battery. So you'll note here, this is the seam. This entire back part, so more than half of this device is actually just battery. On the side, you'll note that you have space for your micro SD card. So your micro SD goes in here. We put it in on one of our Argus 2s, and you get that local storage capability. You also have the ability to not only charge it by taking it off the back, so this removable battery, but you can actually just go ahead and stick in, that solar power panel, which actually gives you the ability to never have to touch this really again. So I really like that element of this device. And finally, the fact that you really can put it anywhere. You don't have to buy anything new. They give you so many different security mounts, tree mounts, extra weather protection. So you put this somewhere, you can basically be sure that it's going to continue to work. It's going to continue to feel durable and hardy, and really provide you with the security you want. Well, hold on. I hope you're enjoying today's look at the Reolink Argus 2. If you want to become up to date on the newest in home and digital security, subscribe to our channel, Security.org. We're dropping new content weekly. All right, let's get back to the video. All right, we've gone over some pros and cons and the design on the Reolink Argus 2, but let's jump into something that I find a lot of fun in, the feature section. Now, when looking at the features, we have to start with that 1080p high definition video quality, 130-degree field of view, capturing everything taking place in the yard or on the stoop or what have you. Now, if you see here, you see me in front of my home, checking out the block, trying to not get destroyed by mosquitoes, which are going crazy in New York City right now. I don't know what it is with the rain or what, but you can really capture what's happening. Now let's go to my colleague's perspective. You can see, the dog running around in the yard. You can see mowing the lawn, and you'll note that it's got a nice, crisp, clear look to it. Now, when you look at that night vision, you have 6 infrared LEDs, starlight, night vision, ensuring that you're capturing what's going on. And you can see things in the dark from, quite a distance. And that 6 infrared LEDs really helps facilitate that vision. Now, with the Reolink Argus 2, you're getting a lot when it comes to motion detection. Now, it uses PIR motion detection, which stands for passive infrared motion detection, which means that it's a little bit smarter about making sure that it's actually picking up on things you want it to pick up. And it actually gives you options to ensure that you're, able to reduce false alerts, that you're able to set the motion sensitivity for what you want it to be, from low to medium to high. Those are all possible on that motion sensitivity scale. Finally, it really allows you to do more in terms of scheduling. So if I know that people are going to be in front of my camera every day between 8 and 9 a.m., well, I can schedule that in so that my camera knows, hey, I'm ignoring all the motion that's taking place right now, but at 2 to 4 a.m., it knows, hey, I need to know exactly what's taking place so I can be alerted. In addition, you can get push notifications to your phone directly. Now, notifications are useful because you know the moment that something takes place. Now, you can toggle these on and off. You can even set it up so that you only get email notifications. So those are the ways in which you can be notified about what's taking place when it comes to events being recorded by your Reolink Argus 2. Well, let's talk about what happens when you get that notification. You actually want to access that footage. Now, you have a live stream going. You can just tap record and boom. Now you have a manual recording of what's taking place. Now, one thing I'll note is that when you have all these recordings, you try to go into playback. I do wish that they made it a little bit easier for you to distinguish between, for example, your manual recordings or your motion recordings when it comes to that playback feature. And of course, you can just download those directly to your device in 30-second increments. Now, when it comes to actually downloading those, where's it coming from? Well, you have a 64 gigabyte, or rather up to 64 gigabytes of storage available when you have an SD card installed in your Argus 2. Now, if you don't want to go with that local storage route using that up to 64 gigabytes, you can sign up for cloud storage. In our case, we just signed up for the free cloud storage. It's 7 days of cloud storage, it's 1 gigabyte of space, and it's just 1 camera supported, and it's just going to be 8-second clips. But I will state that there are a number of quite affordable cloud storage options on the Reolink website when it comes to cloud storage. And you can check out all of those options in our review at Security.org. All right, so you're wondering, Gabe, how exactly did we put together this Argus 2? And frankly, this part is a breeze. We had a really nice time making sure that these Argus 2s that we have were set up and working well. To begin with, you just take it out of the box, download the app, and it's going to walk you through the entire process. There's a little QR coding, but generally speaking, it's a breeze. Now, on top of that, and the really fun part is deciding where you actually want to install it. Now, you can use, of course, the magnetic mount, have it installed inside of your home, but you can also use the outdoor security mount, which allows you to place it on just about any type of surface. Or you can use the strap and decide, you want it to be in a tree. I mean, it's really any number of spaces that it facilitates you placing it. And on top of that, you actually have a weatherproof skin that ensures that once you mount this device, it's going to be safe and giving you those video recordings that you need to help keep you and your family safe. Now, if you're having any trouble with installation, no matter where it happens to be, there are a number of guides and videos to help you with any installation that you fancy. Now, speaking of guides, when it comes to the Reolink Argus 2, they seemingly have an endless trove of articles written and updated almost daily by the support team to ensure you get the answers you need to the questions you have. But I will state that the flip side of that is if you want a specific question answered, you're just going to have to send an email because there is no chat function and there's no phone number to call. All right, let's jump into the mobile app experience with your Reolink Argus 2. Now, it has a 4 out of 5 star rating in the Google Play Store and a 3.1 out of 5 star rating in the Apple App Store. But of course, I'm gonna give you my own take on it. So let's go ahead and jump in on my iPhone 11. So here I am checking out the Argus 2 on my iPhone 11. Now, you can see at the top, the name, you can see me. Hey, how you doing? Things are pretty easy in terms of navigating the screen. I can pause it. I can turn the sound on. I can take a snapshot, as you see here, tap snapshot. I can even start to record this video. So this will give me even more options. Now you'll note to the right of that, I have it in high definition. So you can actually decide to toggle between that 1080p or something that's going to take a little bit less data up, a little bit less space up, just by tapping on that. You'll know that they call the low resolution fluent, but it actually changes it to low when you actually change it over there. So now it's the low resolution. Now I can make it into a wide shot and covering the entire screen like so, and still have access to those same buttons. Now, one thing you'll note when you're actually in this is that you get a number of options for talking and even playback. So we jump into playback. You'll see here that I can just see what was going on, on the 6th of August. We're out here, walking around. You can see what's taking place through this night vision. So it is really useful to be able to go back by date, by time exactly, and pick up on those motion recordings. Now, if I jump out of here, you'll note that I have, the Argus 2s that I have set up, available to watch. I can even jump into my settings in terms of what I want from these devices. So I can look at Argus 2, see the network that I'm on. I can see what my battery power is currently at. Below that, you'll see the display options. So you can actually decide on the quality, the hertz, the day and night vision, things of that nature. And below that, you actually see that you have your PIR motion sensor. Now you see here in this camera, I have it currently turned off, but I can toggle it on. And then you get a little bit more flexibility out of that motion sensor capability. You can schedule when it's on. So if I know every day at a certain period of time, I'm going to be outside and I know it's just me outside, or at least I'm going to be seeing if someone else is joining me outside, I can go ahead and toggle that off. So it is good to be able to set up what you would like in terms of your motion detection being enabled, so that you're not just constantly picking things up, even when you know that you're already going to be in that space. Now, if I can go out of here and show you that you can also decide on what you'd like in terms of sensitivity. And it says here, the camera is moderately sensitive to changes, such as pets and dubious people not far away. Now, if I go and change it to high, from that mid, it's going to be very sensitive. So it's going to see everything that's going on, even at a distance. Or if I just really want to pay attention to a very, let's say almost short space, you can go to low sensitivity. This means it's only going to detect the largest of objects, such as cars that are going by or people that are very close to the camera. So if you live in a place like I do, you may want to have it just low, because I don't need to see what's going on across the street. I really need to see what's going on in front of my brownstone. So that's a really useful element with your Argus 2. Now, below that, you have different options in terms of your camera recording. How long do you want it to maintain that recording state post the motion being detected. So you can decide 8 seconds, 15 seconds, or 30 seconds. And I typically say that you should always have push notifications, depending on the situation, because this is the only way you're going to be notified when something is taking place. Otherwise, you're just going to, see it later. It's really useful to see what's happening in that space. And you can turn the siren on and off. You got a nice loud siren. Then you have a few more advanced options. You have the option, to record audio or not. And remember that in some states, there are rules around who you can record if they know you're being recorded, things of that nature. So that's something you always want to keep in mind. But overall, I think it's a pretty straightforward process for going through this application. You'll see what's going on You can, of course, install that SD card so you can see that playback as we saw before in terms of the dates. And then you can also get into the cloud with your Argus 2. So you can decide to sign up for the free program, which I have, which gives you 7 days of storage, or you can move into something that works better for you. You know, they have various options. All of those, of course, can be found in detail at Security.org. So that's our look at the Argus 2 on my iPhone 11. All right, so let's take a look at some frequently asked questions for the Reolink Argus 2. Beginning with our first question, is the Argus 2 battery powered? And yes, it is a battery powered device. It's gonna last you about 2 months, but remember this is gonna be highly variable depending on your settings and usage. Now, another question is the Argus 2 waterproof? Now, the Argus 2 is, I would rather say, water resistant. It is IP65 weather rated, which means it can take a lot of elements being thrown at it. I mean, rain, probably gonna be fine, all that's gonna be fine. I don't know if I'd submerge it in water, but generally speaking, it is quite weather and water resistant. Now, it also comes with a protective skin that even adds another layer of protection to this device. The final question is, does the Reolink Argus 2 have continuous recording? And no, the Reolink Argus 2 does not have continuous recording. You can put in up to a 64 gigabyte memory card, which means that it will give you a lot of motion recordings, but at no point will you be able to do continuous recording with the Reolink Argus 2. Okay, we've gone over a lot today with our look at the Reolink Argus 2, and you're wondering, Gabe, exactly who is this device for? And I'm gonna let you know it's for the person who just wants that really solid day and night vision. You're talking 1080p high definition video, 6 infrared LED, starlight night vision. It's got 130-degree field of view. It's capturing things nice and crisply. Now, it's also for the person who wants this device to go wherever they want it to be it in a chimney, be it in a tree, wherever you want it to be in a Dr. Seuss story. I mean, that's really what's happening with the Argus 2. It's a really flexible, weatherproof device. And finally, it's for the person who really wants the best value in terms of affordability. I mean, this device is costing you less than $100, but it's bringing a lot when it comes to quality construction and quality functionality. I mean, the Reolink Argus 2 is just really bringing it. Fantastic bang for your buck. So if you're a person who falls into any of these categories, the Reolink Argus 2 might be the place you want to start. All right, now that's our look at the Reolink Argus 2. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please drop it below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you appreciated today's video, give us a like and hit that subscribe button. As always, this is Gabe at Security.org. Be secure.